Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of the UWF Football Show. This is head coach Kaleb Nobles. I'm Will Kennedy, and we're here with you each week after the Argos play, this time on the road. Tough one up at West Alabama. Coach, you let us know coming into the game, despite their record, the Tigers, no joke.
Yeah, they're never a joke. They're never a team you can take lightly, and we didn't take them lightly. We just didn't play well and didn't play at our best, and our guys know that. I didn't coach them best, and I take the full responsibility for the loss, and got to get our team ready to play again this week.
10-6 was the final score. Really homecoming for them. There's a lot of energy in the stadium. And you've talked about it before. There's a bullseye on the back of this Argo football team. Everybody in the GSC wants to give us their best shot and knock off a top 10 team.
Yeah, of course. And then, with the early success that we've had as a program, and you're going to get everybody's best no matter who you're playing, where you're ranked. Doesn't matter. People want to beat UWF. So we got to be ready each week to play at a high level. And we didn't do that yesterday as coaches, as players. And so we got to find ways to own that and then move on.
Let's dive into the first half highlights from this one. You guys got the football first, and you've talked about having a hot start to a game, trying to get out of the gate pretty quickly. A little bit tough here, but you knew their defense was going to be a challenge.
Yeah, we didn't start hot. We didn't, first play of the game, we get a missed block and something we got to fix on the first play of the game. And so, we got to start better. We got to start faster. We get 2-3 and out to start the game, and not how we wanted to start offensively.
Your defense was kind of returning the favor because they had the punt the first two times they had the football. You guys get the first score of the game in the first quarter, and it kind of came on the heels of a big play, a big peewee to John Giles 41-yarder where the coverage was there. John Giles just made a catch.
Yeah, no, John does what John does a great job of, we do a good job putting the ball around him, letting him to make a play, and unfortunately we have a negative play to start the next first sit down, and then we had a scramble drill that we missed, and just a couple plays that are there to make that will change the game. You don't know what play it's going to be, so you got to be ready to make that play.
Good to see Griff Sarah hit a 36-yard field goal when that drive stalled out. He had missed his previous two, but it get him back on the horse.
Of course. No, I got full confidence and faith in Griff, and he's a phenomenal kicker and a guy that we know we can trust to make field goals when it matters most.
They would answer, though. They get the football back right after you kick the field goal to take the 3-0 lead late in the first quarter. They get a drive going, and kudos to their offense, but unfortunately, it's one of those drives where a penalty here, a penalty there keeps it alive when it looked like you guys were going to get off the field. There was a face mask, I believe it was.
Yeah, no face mask on trying to get off a block and just putting our hand in the wrong spot, and another drive extender that gives people at least 3 more plays. So those are the penalties we got to eliminate. We eliminated a lot of penalties, but a couple costly ones. You don't know what's going to change the game, so got to get better at that.
Yeah, less penalties, less yards than the previous games, but timing is a big part of it. Bry Webb would punch it in from short range. West Alabama struggled in the red zone all year. They get the touchdown there. You guys are down 7-3 at that point, and then trying to find some rhythm, trying to find some consistency offensively down the stretch in the second quarter, it just wasn't there.
Yeah, no, it wasn't there. We were just, funk for whatever reason, and getting that falls on me and just play calling and getting our guys going, getting the run game going. I should have ran the ball a little bit more, and but our guys got to make plays, and I got to trust them.
You've talked about Logan Gregory, not wanting him to punt at all. He ends up with 9 in the game. That there was a stretch in the second quarter there where it just felt like your first down, you tried different things, run the football, throw the football. What were they doing defensively that was making it difficult?
Yeah, they were playing as well as I thought they were going to play. That's a really good defense, and it wasn't like they were doing anything crazy scheme-wise. He did a really good job of calling a great game and trying to make us bounce outside run game-wise to fitters, whether it be safeties, whether it be corners. And, our guys, we got to be better up front and winning one-on-one blocks, but also winning double teams and getting the ball downhill.
Good news was the defense was right there, keeping them in check after that touchdown. So we get to the end of the first half. It's 7-3. You're down. You're heading to the locker room. I mean, this is what coaches do, right? You're going to go in there and make some adjustments. What are you thinking at that point?
Yeah, no, we talked about trying to run the ball a little bit more, get downhill more, trying to do some front side run game stuff. And our first drive, we come out and run the ball pretty well, do a good job first couple drives, and we needed to keep doing more of that and just didn't hit.
West Al had won the coin toss, so they were going to get the ball coming out of the locker room, up 7-3. We'll take a break right here. When we come back, we'll dive into second half highlights on the UWF Football Show.
Bright Futures has awarded over 950,000 scholarships. You could be next. We fund futures. Visit floridabrightfutures.gov to learn more. Bright Futures pays.
Welcome back in. Second segment here of the UWF Football Show with head coach Kaleb Nobles. Down 7-3 at the half up at West Alabama. And there was times in the first half where it was kind of like, and we're on the home side broadcasting the game, their crowd didn't quite know what to do. They're ahead, but the game just didn't really have, I think for either side, any real flow to it, any real feeling of where the momentum was a lot of the time.
Yeah, no, and you kind of feel it on the sideline. We needed to bring better energy, better juice, and our guys kind of picked it up in the third quarter. We had that a little bit kind of going into halftime, but kind of was just a weird environment. It's homecoming, so they had a bunch of people there, and we knew it was going to be a loud crowd, and we were able to combat that a little bit, but still got to make more plays.
They came out of the locker room up 7-3. They get the ball to start the second half. West Alabama gets a little bit of a drive going. It wouldn't go too far, but they'd end up getting a field goal attempt, 8 plays, 59 yards. And again, we talked about the first half. I think it was face mask penalty. This one was a running into the kicker on a 4th and 3, extended the drive.
Of course, yeah. We thought the ball got tipped, but I don't think it did. And they had a high snap, so John Giles is going to do what we tell him to do, go try and block it if we get a high snap. And just a missed timing, and we had a great chance to get the ball back and give them a chance to extend the drive, which is unfortunate.
Defense holds them there to at least the field goal. So at that point, down 10-3, trying to find that offense again. Really, running game, it looked like it would, at times, like, okay, maybe it's going to start now. CJ would have a good run, Javantes would have a good run, but then the next one wouldn't work.
Yeah, no, it was kind of like that the whole second half. We had a couple of really good runs, the 4 to 7 to 18-yard runs that were hitting. We're one guy away from breaking for a 50-yard run, and then we'd follow it up with a 2-yard gain or a negative 2-yard gain, and we just needed to create more rhythm and try and do that with some quick game passing stuff, and for whatever reason we just couldn't do it.
As an offensive-minded coach, 6 straight possessions with a punt. That's the kind of stuff that it's a gut punch a little bit. Defense though gets it together. One of the best plays I think I've ever seen cornerback make. Elijah Williams goes up and makes a one-handed incredible grab on a deep ball that West Al threw in the 4th quarter with you guys down, comes up with the interception and gives it back to the offense.
No, it was an unbelievable play, and we've seen him actually do that a couple times in practice. He's an unbelievable corner, really long body that can run. Gave us a chance to get the ball kind of midfield, and if I'm not mistaken, we take a shot and come around after that. So get down on the goal line, have a chance to score.
Deep ball, 57 yards from Pee Wee to John Giles, and it was kind of like the big play you've been waiting for on the heels of the interception. I mean, Giles drags some defenders. Looks like he's going to get in. They bring him down inside the 5 at the 3. First down, goal to go from the 3, and then that's one of those that's like a horror movie. It's October. It's Halloween coming up. It really did feel scary.
No, it was. We had a normal run play called, and we had a miscommunication up front and left an interior D lineman free, and that's just on us as coaches, making sure we don't have those issues happening. But our guys, got to make sure we're on the same page of communication. We felt good, like they had a chance to go down and score, and then only come up with a field goal.
Backed out a little bit. Griff Sarah comes in, knocks home another field goal, makes it 10-6. So late in the football game, not quite sure how many opportunities you may get the rest of the way. Turned out there'd be a lot of back and forth in a little bit of a segment there. So you guys get the ball back off of downs, get another opportunity to go at it. 4th and 14. Things aren't kind of going well. Pee-wee throws a good ball. KJ Franklin goes up, makes what looks to be a great catch, but hits the ground hard and it pops loose.
Yeah, no, he makes a phenomenal catch, going up, jumping high in the middle, and he's fearless across the middle. And it's a really good throw, and he just, unfortunately hits the ground, hits his head, loses the football, and then gives him the football back.
Defense holds them to a missed field goal, so you get the ball back with under a minute left to go, trying to get something started, unfortunately. What happened on that, the one where it looks like Giles ran a go route, Pee-wee was throwing an out route, and they threw it to the defense.
Yeah, we got a play call for where there's a chance we might be able to convert, and there's 2 guys on a different page, and unfortunately that gets exposed in the worst time, and we gotta make sure as coaches we get those things shored up and make sure that both guys are on the same page.
It ends up being 10-6 the final. They're able to take the knee and run out the rest of the clock. Colton Beasley in and out of the game, didn't finish the game on the offensive line. With an offensive line that doesn't go that deep, how much of an impact was that, especially in the run game?
Yeah, no, he's a great player for us, and he kind of hurt a lower body injury early in the game. He came back and played, went in halftime, and we felt like it was better for him to not play in the second half. So be able to rotate guys like Nash in there and be able to get him some snaps. And we feel confident in the guys that we have on roster. We feel like those guys can make plays for us, and we got to just keep improving as we move forward.
5-2 now on the season, 3-1 in conference play after that 10-6 loss. I mean, the good news is there's another game next week.
That's right.
The other side of
today.
The other side of that coin is it's against Delta State.
That's right.
At Delta State. We'll break down the matchup with the Statesmen coming up next in our last segment of the UWF Football Show.
I need to try it first.
Welcome back into our last segment here on the UWF Football Show with Coach Kaleb Nobles. So off the loss, back on the road. These is kind of that weird part of the schedule, back-to-back road games, and it doesn't get any easier. Delta State is the team. 7-0 the Statesmen are. They're ranked in the top 10, 5-0 in conference play, coming off a big win against North Greenville. Coach, this is a team that their offense is clicking right now. They have the lowest amount of points they've put up is 35 in a game this season, but they're regularly scoring near 50 points a game. Patrick Shigog, we know all about how good a quarterback he is, and they've got weapons around him and weapons on defense.
No, they definitely do. It's a really good, well-rounded team. Coach Cooley's obviously done a really good job for a long time. Our guys know we got our hands full playing against these guys and going on a road trip, playing there in what's a very hostile environment. Patrick Shigog is one of the best, not just quarterback players in the country. And so we got to do a good job of hemming him up and making sure we make him, don't get it out of the pocket, keep him in the pocket, make him beat us with his arm. But give our D-line a chance to get after him a little bit and create some negative plays, and we got to get into a rhythm offensively and play well.
He's really one of those quarterbacks that he's most dangerous when he sometimes does slide out of the pocket and the play gets, is a kind of a free-for-all, and he finds guys down the field. Defensively, what do you see from them? I mean, they've got guys that fly around and run the football.
Yeah, they really do. They got a lot of guys that are returning from last year, some guys on all three levels of the defense that are returning, really good secondary players and guys that we know we're going to have to take our shots on, but also be smart and calculated with our throwing game. Be able to run the football, be able to establish a run early and kind of slow the game down a little bit and not give their offense as many chances. But at the end of the day, we got to be attacking on offense too and be the West Florida offense I know we can be.
This is a heck of a rivalry. Last year was a great example of it. They come into Pensacola to Penn Air Field and win an overtime game, and the Argos would go on the road and beat them in the playoffs last year. So there's still some blood on both sides of the equation to get into it a little bit. It's going to be right now 3 o'clock kickoff unless anything's changed since the last time I looked. Over in Cleveland, Mississippi. We'll talk about the broadcast times and all that for this one. We did have a chance this week to sit down and talk with one of your linebackers, a guy who's been thrust into a role, kind of had to play more snaps than he probably expected, who's done a great job, Walker Robinson. Talk about what he's meant to the defense.
Yeah, Walker's the guy that I've praised in the media, praised in the team. Just, he's not a guy that we thought was going to be a starter going into the season. He's grinding in the dark, ready to play whenever his moment's been called. And he's been phenomenal, leading the team in a very high amount of tackles, doing a great job of just doing his job, focusing on his role and special teams as well. And very excited about Walker and proud of how he's been handling this.
Well, we're getting a chance to sit down with linebacker Walker Robinson ahead of the West Alabama game this week. First of all, for you, let's talk about the situation this season. I mean, you've gotten a lot more snaps than you probably thought you were going to get. There have been some injuries in that linebacker group, but you've taken advantage of that opportunity. What's been the mindset with that?
Yes, sir. I've always been prepared. I've always been getting ready over the summer, fall camp. I dealt with a injury fall camp with my hamstring, but I started getting better around week 2, and I started jumping back into the rotation. And then Will Breland went down, so we had a next man up, and thought me and the guys have been playing well, so it's been a good situation with that.
Walk us through, your journey to get to the University of West Florida. First, let everybody know where you're from, where you played in high school, and kind of how you wound up here in Pensacola playing for the Argos.
So I played at Fort Walton Beach High School in Fort Walton. I wasn't recruited a lot in high school. I did have a few Ivy League offers, and I was committed to Western Carolina. And that summer, the coaches all had to leave, fired, whatever the situation was, and I didn't really know where I was going to play. The new coaches there waited to contact us, so I kind of just started scrambling, looking all over. Coach Hoff and Coach Sanye were two guys who recruited me throughout high school. And I just kind of came late, probably like July. I had to live in Martin because I was only residency still open. So, but yeah, and then I joined that spring. I had to take off the fall. They had their full roster already, and that's kind of how it got started.
You feel like you wound up in the right place for you?
I do. I think I love it here. I love the new defensive staff. It's been great here. So
most of those Ivy League schools, it's cold up there, Walker.
It is.
Yeah, this is a lot warmer, a lot nicer. Yeah, Walker Robinson, a special player and a key member and a guy that great example of next man up, got to step up and make it happen. So, Coach, you guys have got a handful of games left, 4 to go. Still plenty to play for. You kind of got a chance to get it. I mean, still in the mix, but maybe push things up for everybody else, which will be kind of fun. 3 o'clock kick will be on the radio at 2:30 with ESPN Pensacola. The game will stream on our Gulf South Conference streaming platform partner, Flow Sports. That was a lot of words to say in a short space of time. Coach, good luck to you guys on the road this week. Don't forget, goargos.com. Get all the latest news and notes. You can follow football and all our other programs on social media and download that Argo Armada app on your phone or tablet. We'll see you next week for another edition of the UWF Football Show. And as always, go Argos.